no fancy camera, just the camera and microphone on your phone or computer. Facebook Live is free.
I want all the smoke. Look at this man's face. Look at his face.
Live and whip up your favorite meal. Are you a journalist with a big?
You know we already live.
Yeah.
Oh, we on live.
Nah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But
I'm Superman tonight. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
You think you're gonna do that, but Thor gonna shut you down. Just letting you know.
I need your evidence, sir.
And Batman, I got your text. You need to have faith in Lion-O.
Can we get that as a movie? Like, I've been wanting that for the longest time. Can I please get a live action Thundercats movie? If we can do Cats, if we can take Cats from Broadway and put it on the big screen and it was trash.
Hold that thought.
Power of the Panther God's word. Dressed in all black like T'Challa. If you want static, I'm like sinking Dr. Voodoo, combining genetic magic, causing storms only bumble.
Welcome back, fellow knowledge seekers. It is my comics busting through your speakers. And I'm your host, along with the other hostess, Midnight Assassin, and Dave Mac Wesley, his alter ego, is in the house tonight. And we're going to discuss justice that will be served after tonight. We're going to serve up the Justice League's #1 hot boy. Then we're going to talk about Injustice. And then we're going to briefly go over Young Justice. So, with that being said, right? Mac, Daddy Mac.
Yeah.
Go ahead and finish your conversation about the Thundercats movie.
Man, hold on, there's an echo somewhere. Or is it just on my mic? All right, now I fixed itself. Never mind. Whatever. But my thing is if we had to deal with Cats on Broadway, how come we haven't got a live action Thundercats movie? It's like the greatest cat space odyssey of all time, where a 13-year-old tries to be an adult. I'm not talking about this new one that they put out a few years back. The original Thundercats, where Lion-O was force grown in a tube on their way to Third Earth. That Thundercats, I want that so bad. Like, the nerd in me needs that.
Sound like a better Superman story to me.
No. Y'all just so y'all woke up today and chose disrespect. That's what. Okay, I see what it is.
I just brought popcorn. I'm ready to see this fight. I brought popcorn. I'm just eating this popcorn today.
We gonna serve disrespect all night long.
That's fine. The greatest, the most powerful superhero in comics probably deserves a little bit of hate, but whatever.
So let's go ahead and set the ground rules. I should have pulled it from last week's video. But you said that DCEU Superman would defeat some word you used. What was that?
Solo. I used the word solo.
Solo, that's right.
He would solo.
Yes,
character.
Yes, that is what Dave Wesley said. Yes, and I agree with him.
He was solo. Those are your words. He was solo. The entire MCU. So, with that being said, right? Now we have to set the ground rules. The ground rules is you can only discuss DCEU Superman versus MCU Thor, or any character that we pick that we deem Superman. But I'm gonna use Thor and Thor only.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use Superman DCEU only. To show you that Thor will beat Superman 7 out of 10 times.
From your perspective, you didn't do the math on this. We didn't run this through a simulator. And if you did, I wasn't there. And it's full of bias. It's full of bias. It's full of bias.
I've been running it through simulators and demolators, and I ran
time for the percolators.
Right.
There's no way. There's no way that Thor from the MCU, Thor, fat ass Thor, exactly. Put that comment up there. This includes Fat Thor, which is his latest incarnation. Is Fat Thor. You saying Fat Thor beats up Superman? Come on, dog.
Oh no. See, we don't even know what universe that is. We don't even know what variant that is. We could just say that's one of the Thor variants. What we do know is you only got three Supermans you can choose from. Actually, 4. You got Man of Steel, and then you have Batman versus Superman, Batman versus Superman, Batman versus Superman.
Martha.
You have Justice League and Justice League Snyder Cut, which you didn't even watch.
I watched it. I watched enough of it. I did go back and check out. I did go back. I mean, it's all right.
Oh God.
Fat Thor. Listen. Let's start here. All right. Who has Thor battled in the MCU? He fought a magic robot, right? The Annihilator.
He fought Hulk.
Yes, and Hulk put hands on Thor. Hulk put hands on Thor. So okay, then he got the shit beat out of him. Well, Hulk got the shit beat out of him by Thanos easily, which then goes to say that, yeah, that the same thing's happening to Thor, hands down, right? Because they're about equal on par. You're telling me that character with that pedigree is going to fight against Superman, who broke the neck of a Kryptonian?
Right. Great point. I'm glad you brought that up. So with that being said, if Superman can break the neck of a Kryptonian, that would stand to say that his neck can get broken with the same amount of force.
It just won't be generated by Thor.
Well, guess what? Thor can generate that much force.
Okay. Like y'all act like, oh shit, that was the end of it, the end of the conversation. No, okay, so Thor can generate that much force, right?
Oh, we got more. Keep going.
You talking about Superman who didn't even want to. He didn't even want to do it. And he literally, it was just a flick of the wrist. Thor has to try hard to generate that much force.
Actually, no.
Get out of here, man.
No, Thor don't have to try as hard to generate that much force. And since we're gonna go ahead and let's get into it. First of all,
let's do it.
Let's discuss Superman, Hulk, and because you use Hulk, you brought up Hulk versus Thanos, and Thanos versus Thor, and these type of guys.
Yeah.
Superman and Hulk, to me, is essentially the same character in fighting styles. And Mr. Anderson from The Matrix, they ain't got a fighting style. They just use brute strength to win. Superman don't actually, in the DCEU, he hasn't been trained by Batman. All his fighting skills right now come from growing up on a farm. And he went against some combat operatives. And I meant, so StreamYard wouldn't let me pull. I mean, I wasn't able to load photos. But what's that chick name that I always bring up that Superman did beat for more?
Fiora.
Fiora. Like, I got to use her.
Mm-hmm.
Superman couldn't put hands on her. So, with that being said, some combat skills with that much strength, Superman was getting beat. So we're gonna go there because we already know that Thor in the MCU got over 1,500 years of combat experience.
We do.
From Thor 1, Thor 2.
Mm-hmm. So 10 years span, we had 1,510 years.
1,500 years of fighting skills.
Mm-hmm.
And if we go with Civil War,
still can't find a way to beat Loki.
It's Civil War because he don't want to beat Loki. The same thing with Superman. We can say the same thing with Superman versus Batman. Superman could have taken Batman out. Superman could have taken Batman out in a blink of an eye, but he didn't want to. And Batman took out Superman.
But that would not be the same when on par with a threat that is comparison to Superman. And he showed you that when he fought Doomsday. He did not sit there and worry about, oh, this person needs to survive. He didn't have to hold back as much. So he fought at the power. That Superman in the DCEU is like,
well, again,
you're talking about a being of limitless power.
Not in the DCEU.
Yes, he is. He still has limitless. Yes, he does. Have you seen the top echelon of his strength yet?
Not in the DCEU.
Has he died and returned and gotten stronger? Thanks to Snyder, he has, because he just put on the solar radiation suit, which now puts him on par to the same DC version in the comic books, which means his power levels are significantly increased. And we have not seen them yet.
So hold on.
But it alludes to it because he takes a God-forged weapon to the face.
Oh, the God-forged weapon. That's pretty nice. We're going to come back to that. Remember that, Baxter.
Come on, bro.
Hold that thought.
Thor is not taking Thor is not taking anything to the face like that, bro.
I'm going to throw that to you. Catch that.
Let's go.
The solar power suit that you claim that Superman got on, how do we know that's what that is?
Because Snyder didn't read a comic book a day in his life. So, like he doesn't have, there's no way that he has any kind of thought of that magnitude. He ripped that straight from the comic book. He had to. Someone gave him that idea and he went with it because it was dark. That's it.
But technically, we don't know that.
Right. I don't have to hear you tell me that you and your wife had coitus to know y'all had coitus if I see her pregnant.
Listen, we don't know.
You see what I'm saying? I don't need you to tell me that.
We don't know if Superman had on that suit because he was still weak from dying and he needed powers, because if you use the comic book storylines, there are storylines that when he came back, he had to wear the suit in order to keep him alive. And then
it wasn't just to keep him alive. It was not just to keep him alive. It was because the rejuvenation bath came back, his cells were damaged and weakened. And so they weren't absorbing radiation at a pace that would get him back to being Superman anytime soon. He would be a normal human. And so in order to quicken the pace, his little helper there, the little bot that they had there running the show for the Fortress of Solitude, was the one that made the suit for him.
He made a suit so his body could absorb the sun at a faster rate because he wasn't quite healed to get into the fight that he needed to get into.
Yep.
So we don't know. We don't know if Superman was at 100%, if he was at 90%, or if
he still took a god weapon to the face.
A god weapon. Let's talk about this god weapon. We're talking about Steppenwolf.
Right.
A new god. And you use the word new god, right? Thor is not a new god. Thor is an old god.
Oh, here we go. The new gods killed the old gods. That's how they became the new gods.
Listen, no, they didn't. Because if they did, we wouldn't see Zeus and all the other ones in the comic books. We just know we got a storyline where they killed off most of the new gods, but they didn't kill them all off because they couldn't kill Zeus. All right, but
you ain't seen Thor. You ain't seen Thor in the DC universe. They killed his ass.
That's because he whooping ass in the MCU. But
I guess so. He left. He beat feet.
So let's go back. We've already determined that Superman fighting skills or combat skills, hand-to-hand combat, are not on Thor level. We haven't defined if
Wrong. I disagree.
Superman.
I disagree. He killed Zod. Zod had more experience than combined. He killed Zod in a fist fight, and Zod had arguably more experience and better tactician than Thor could ever be in his life, and he killed Zod. So you can't if you use hand-to-hand combat skills, you have to realize that Thor routine, the Thor that we're talking about, has lost games and stuff to Loki, like mental games to Loki. In this universe, they talk about it. In this universe, go back and watch Thor 1, and you'll find out what I'm talking about. Thor in this universe is stupid, okay? And Superman outfought a general in the Kryptonian army that had eons of battle knowledge because that was what he was designed to do. That's all he was designed to do, was to be a general and fight wars. And Superman, with his farmhand combat experience, broke his neck.
Right, because he got a lucky move. So let me go back. So explain to me, if Superman beat Zod, that would mean that Superman would have beat Fiora if they fought longer. But Fiora, he couldn't even put a hand on her.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could pull up this fight scene.
Yeah. Superman is a slow starter. In the DCEU, I am going to compare Superman to Goku.
No. You can't compare them to Goku.
No, I'm not comparing their power levels. I'm gonna keep their power levels, in their own universe. Superman still has power level. What I'm saying is, what you're witnessing is Goku is a slow starter, right? Takes him a time, get warmed up, right? By the time he gets warmed up, he's ready to go. He's busting that ass. Superman in the DCEU is like that. Because the longer the fight takes, if you watch, the more power he begins to display. So you haven't seen the upper limits until he gets tested to further limits. So you're still dealing with the same Superman that has no known limits to his power.
No, we're dealing with the DCU Superman that has limits to his powers. And we're gonna get into that in a minute, because I want to go back to the mind thing you discussed.
Has he blown up due to overstorage of solar radiation yet?
No, but he got taken out.
So then he's still storing that solar radiation somewhere, right?
But he got taken out twice. One by nuke and the other by doomsday.
He didn't die from the nuke.
But Thor took a full blast from a neutron star. I'm trying to even this out. Which one is more powerful, a neutron star or a nuclear bomb?
I mean, a neutron star by force. You ain't got to be an asshole about it. You got to be an asshole about it. Yeah. I mean, yes, a neutron star is more powerful, right? I get it. if we go by sheer force, yes, neutron star. Now let's start breaking down the origins of Thor's power in the MCU. It's cosmic related. Neutron star, cosmic energy. He's going to be able to absorb some of it, so he didn't take on the total brunt of the neutron star. If we're going to get technical, right? But now you're talking about a Superman with his upper limits have not been shown yet.
Yeah, but we do know with a significant amount of force, Superman's chest can be pierced.
I don't think we know that in the DCEU.
Doomsday did it.
But he's Kryptonian.
But Doomsday pierced his chest with a significant amount of force.
No, it was Kryptonian. Yes, you got to look at the heritage. You got to look at the heritage. Doomsday was this. If we're dealing with the same fucking Doomsday, which we are, which is why the little experiment was banned and wasn't supposed to happen anyway, that Lex Luthor did. Doomsday is designed to be a perfect killer of Kryptonians.
No.
Yes.
Doomsday in the comic book world is designed to be a perfect killer.
Same Doomsday. Same Doomsday.
And DCEU is an abomination of the Kryptonian race. So we don't know if he was exactly made to.
Doomsday is the first Kryptonian.
But this is what I will say. Significant enough force, you can pierce Superman's chest.
With Kryptonian bone and super enough force, yes, you can. With Kryptonian bone and a significant amount of force, yes. Where's Thor going to find out what the fuck a Kryptonian is or a Kryptonian bone during this fight?
He got Uru.
Still not a Kryptonian bone.
Uru, we don't know because it ain't been defined yet.
Nope. And arguably Thor's lightning isn't going to do as much damage because Thor openly admitted that their magic is more akin to science than it is magic. So it arguably won't do the same damage to Superman as normal lightning would do or magical lightning from the DCEU would do.
Well, I ain't even went to the lightning thing yet, but
don't, because it's useless.
Well, actually,
because it's science. Because it's science, not magic.
Interesting. But it's still magic.
It's lightning. At that point, it's just lightning. It's just electricity, which Superman's eating that all day.
So you finally got a point there. But
that's his main weapon.
But significant enough force, that is not Thor's main weapon. He's the god of lightning, but that's not his main weapon.
Thor has in the MCU, just the MCU. We're talking about comical beer drinking.
We're talking about MCU.
That guy's an idiot.
Actually,
that Thor, the dude that got into an argument with Peter Quill and entertained that argument with Peter Quill. That Thor. Come on, man. You guys should have said Captain Marvel.
We don't need Captain Marvel because Thor has already proven they can beat Superman. I mean, even if we discuss speed,
bro, Thor cut off Thanos' head and then had an alcohol problem after that because he couldn't defeat Thanos. Listen, Superman bodies Thanos off rip immediately. Bop.
Right. Superman bodies.
Thor didn't do it. Couldn't do it. Thor had to wait. Thor had to wait till Thanos was hurt before he could fight Thanos.
No.
Superman one punch kills Thanos.
No, you're comparing apples to oranges. See, Thor went against a Thanos with 5 Infinity Stones. Just like if Superman went against a Thanos with 5 Infinity Stones, he wouldn't
bodies him.
No, he
bodies him. Bodies him.
He couldn't do anything with him because
it's Superman.
The Infinity Stones in the hands of the right person, which was Thanos, Thanos would have said, you know what? I ain't messing with Superman. I ain't fucking this dude. Let me go ahead and just banish him from reality.
Okay.
Or better yet, let me just turn him into paper.
Right.
But I'm not gonna go there. I just throw him stuff. Let's go back to.
But Thor doesn't have the power to do that, which is why Superman bodies Thor.
Right. Wrong. So with that being said, let me go on ahead. In the DCEU.
Hold up. Let's answer this question real quick. I need your answer. What if Thor hits Superman with Mjolnir? Will he be injured by Mjolnir? Go.
The Mjolnir in the MCU?
Mjolnir in MCU.
No.
No. Mjolnir in the MCU is useless against Superman because in the MCU, Asgard's magic is akin to science. So it's not going to hurt him.
Listen, they understand their magic. So he said to Jane is akin to science.
No, I believe his exact quote.
Help down here in the comments.
Hey, no, because I think his exact quote was something along. I mean, he said something along the lines like "science and magic are the same in my world."
Oh, so in other words, they can explain magic using science.
So then it's not magic. What makes magic effective is the belief in it. If you know that it's not magic. So therefore, Mjolnir becomes a huge cattle prod at that point.
So let's use Wanda Maximoff.
Okay.
So we know that her powers was ingrained with the Mind Stone, and therefore we didn't know how powerful she would be. But then we found out in WandaVision that her stuff is actually chaos.
Reality warping.
Huh?
Mm-hmm. Reality warping, chaos magic, yeah.
Well, actually, okay. So the opposite of chaos magic is order magic.
Mm-hmm.
Order magic is creation. Chaos magic doesn't need a spell in order to create anything, meaning you can create anything she wants. So let's just say if the scientists on Asgard, because they're gods, say, you know what, we figured out how her magic works, and we can explain it to you in numbers and decimals and dots. Does that make chaos magic more akin to science, or is it still magic?
It would then become science.
But in essence, it's still magic.
But the belief is gone.
Oh, so this is about belief.
Yes, that's how magic works. You look at people that do voodoo, right? Because we have to acknowledge that the DCEU is trying to be rooted in the real world with superheroes. We have to acknowledge that. If you look at people that do voodoo is often reported as after the fact. If you don't believe in voodoo don't work. But if you believe in voodoo works. It's the power of suggestion. So it's like that when it comes to this type of magic that you're talking about. If someone is saying magic and science are the same where I come from, it means that there's something we didn't know, and then we figured it out to make something happen. We wanted to be able to do something, so we figured out how we can make that happen.
So
if the person that it's being used against doesn't believe in it, it's not magic. Now, that puts a little bit of a hole in my argument, because if Superman believes that it's magical lightning, it would damage him. Don't worry, I'll argue your points for you too.
So
man, repeat that last part.
The belief in magic is what makes it efficient, right? So if Thor is walking around telling people he's just running around with a cattle prod because they understand how to pull electrons out of the air, right? It's just a cattle prod, which was then confirmed by Odin, who said you don't get your power from Mjolnir, it's from inside you. So basically, Mjolnir is just a cattle prod, and Thor has the ability to pull lightning to him. He doesn't generate it, he pulls it to him. That's science. You can make a suit that does that.
So if Superman thinks it's lightning, then Thor's lightning will hurt him?
If Superman thinks it's magic,
I think it's magic. It'll hurt him.
Right. But if he sees it, if Thor has already told Superman that on his world, magic and science are the same, if Superman has that knowledge, the lightning won't hurt Superman.
So
because he won't believe in it.
All Thor would have to do is convince Superman that it's magic again, and it would start hurting him.
Yep. Until Superman got hold to it, because I mean, let's just be honest. Let's just be honest.
Weird.
Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. Mjolnir is not going to be. Mjolnir is not going to be effective because arguably Superman has more honor than Captain America.
See, this is why Superman can't be Batman, because he's stupid.
He's not stupid.
He's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Superman, got your nose. You lose. Like, what?
Just that. Oh my goodness, y'all doing my man dirty. No, but that's for real though, man. I mean, but barring that stupid logic, I don't. Superman is arguably as worthy as Captain America, meaning that if Thor threw Mjolnir at Superman, Superman would be able to wield Mjolnir.
Right. I wasn't going to use Mjolnir. I was never going to use that. I'm going with Stormbreaker.
So let's just throw that out.
Right.
Like Superman would. Catch it. Oh, this is funny.
Freaking out from the record.
Yeah.
So anyways, because I can't stop laughing at this magic thing you just used. So check this out. I thought gods got their powers from people who worship them.
That's never stated in the MCU.
Right. But what is stated in the MCU, in Ragnarok, Thor draws his power from Asgard. As Odin says in the movie, it was never about a place but his people. Thus Thor draws his strength from all Asgardians. So it's the same with Hela. When they kept saying that she draws her powers from
Asgard, yeah.
As well with Thor.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, we're going back into the combat hand to hand. Hand to hand, Superman can't beat Thor. We know this.
Okay.
And we guess what? And to be honest with you, there was no point in the movie where Zod was actually doing hand-to-hand combat as per se as Thor was. They were just duking it out. And to me, us going back and forth on this, I kind of want to take your side, but then I don't want to take your side because I got to go with my Thor. I got to hold my man down while wearing the Superman hat. But to me, that was poor story writing to give Zod a up, but then watch Thor go hand-to-hand combat with Superman.
Right.
So I kind of hate that. And then I want to go to the other part, because I know we discussed it on the AAR last time. I was just leading you into this, and then I was going to bait you on here. The whole Steppenwolf axe thing compared to Stormbreaker, Thor's above Steppenwolf and all his tools. So we don't know exactly if Stormbreaker will move Superman or not, because we're setting Superman up to fight Darkseid. So if at any given time if Superman flinched against Steppenwolf, then we'd be like, oh no, he's gonna have to level up before he fight Darkseid. Mm-hmm. So I respect that. But what I will do is just go with the facts. The facts is DEU Superman is not as adorable as MCU Awakened Thor. Now, Fat Thor, I get you.
That's the latest incarnation.
No, that's a variant. Look, we can do this. Look, see now we can pick from any universe that has been seen. Like you was like, oh, Thor's stupid, right? And what if he was stupid? That part in one of the what ifs, he was stupid. Well, most of them he was stupid.
All of them, he was stupid.
But
all of them.
In Endgame, that boy had his head on.
Did he?
Hey, man.
Or did he have his head game? Did he have his head on straight, or did he know he had enough help now to set right what he fucked up, and he had to do everything he had to do in order to get it there? I don't think he had his head on straight.
What did Thor really fuck up?
He should have went for the head.
Nah.
Yeah.
I think
everyone knew it. Everyone knew when it came to Thanos, they were gonna have to kill Thanos.
I'm gonna give you another one. Thor wouldn't have had to go for the chest or the head if Captain America would have just sacrificed Vision. Better yet, I'll give you another one. That's just one. Better yet, what if Doctor Strange would have just went somewhere else in different, I don't know, the mirror zone, the mirrorverse, or whatever, and kept the time stone away?
He couldn't, because that would have messed up the sacred timeline.
No. The Mirrorverse, or go where Dormammu was at, or whatever his name is. He got several places that he could have went to
because
hide.
That action would mess up the sacred timeline as established in Loki. What happened was supposed to happen.
No, let me give you another one.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about the fact that Superman can level a mountain with his eyeballs. We haven't even thought about that yet.
Yeah, but Thor still
you level the whole city with his eyes. With his eyes, bro.
And Thor would still get up from it.
From across the neck? No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he would.
Vision across the neck? No, he doesn't. He doesn't walk away from that.
He took a neutron star to the body. But let's go with your thing. The sun is what kind of energy? Can we
Solar,
cosmic. So heat vision, because Superman shoots out solar energy.
I'm hearing a draw here. I'm not hearing 7 out of 3.
Midnight Assassin.
I'm not hearing 7 out of 3 kind of stats. I'm hearing 5 out of 5. They both win.
Now you want to go there? Now because at first when you first came on, you're like Superman go solo. Then
but my rational mind is back now. I'm back home, and my rational mind is here. And I can see you have some very valid points. You make some very valid points. Okay, I'm not going to take that away from you. You make some very valid points. I think without a clear announcement of Superman's where his upper level of power rests right now, then maybe Thor does stand a chance against him.
Oh, who this dude here?
I mean, John Baxter don't know what he's talking about, but it's not an all-day thing. Thor doesn't beat Superman all day. The same way I can't say that I have to kind of agree that Superman may not be able to solo the entire MCU because where Marvel has defined the upper limits of their characters' powers, DC has not done that or alluded to that for Superman. So I can concede that.
Marvel has not defined the upper limits of superhero powers. And I learned, but
which ones didn't they?
So we're gonna call this a tie. And
what is wrong with this guy?
We're gonna call this one a tie.
This dude, man.
We came in. Solo the whole MCU and everybody.
Everybody better show. And I still sort of feel that way because I feel if you do the comparison to the point that he's at right now to the point in the comic books, where they drew their information from, where they drew their structures from, and you look at that power level at where he was at, it's hard to say that Thor stands a chance against Superman. Just raw physical strength level, I just don't think he can do it. I don't think he avoids Superman like he does from Hulk. I don't think he does.
I don't think he would actually take a punch from Superman because Superman probably couldn't land a punch, even with his super speed. Because as proven in Avengers 2: Age of Ultron, when Quicksilver went to grab Thor's hammers because he threw it because he could see Quicksilver coming.
Okay.
And he can react at speed of light.
Right, but my thing is
hold on.
Just because Quicksilver couldn't grab the hammer and Thor could, doesn't mean Thor's faster than Quicksilver.
Reaction. That's what we're talking about.
Mjolnir is enchanted to return to his hand. Wherever he puts his hand, that's where Mjolnir is going to go.
No. He
doesn't have to catch it. It's going there.
He was throwing it. He threw it.
Right.
Faster than speed.
Say that again now.
He threw it at the speed of light.
Yeah. But his reaction time can't be based on him being able to catch Mjolnir, though.
I didn't say that. I said,
okay.
Do it.
Ooh, somebody brought that Silver Surfer.
Listen, we at 41 minutes. It's a tie.
I'm willing to concede a tie. I'll give a tie.
And we're gonna come back to it. But you are correct. And I will argue with Marvel all day long. But they haven't defined the upper limits of Superman, and they haven't defined the upper limits of actual Thor. But what I did learn is why isn't Hulk as strong as he should be in the MCU? And what I learned,
what was the excuse for that?
The excuse for that is that Hulk is based on the Ultimate Universe.
I mean, arguably all of the MCU is.
Well, because Hulk, the strongest Hulk, came from the gamma ray bomb, but then this Hulk came from the super soldier serum.
No, he still came from a combination of the super soldier serum and the gamma bomb. The gamma bomb is still what activated the serum that his father was working on.
Right, but the original storyline, which is Earth, can't remember what it is. The original storyline, there was no super soldier serum.
Yeah, I mean, comic book wise, yeah.
Right. But
yeah, comic wise, it was just the gamma rays, just the gamma bomb.
Right.
He saved Rick Jones because he was out in the field. Yeah.
But that was like a fan theory, and I thought it was like, I was like, that kind of makes sense because Hulk in the MCU, and Phil, every time I watched the movie, I got angry. I've gotten angry looking at the whole Thor thing.
Right.
But anyways, let's move on because we ain't got no commercials because
we got no commercials.
Nope, I couldn't load up on StreamYard today.
Oh man.
We ain't got no cosplay. We ain't got no cosplay. That's why when you was looking in the screen field, like I would come up and then I would go out because I had to reset the whole thing because it had been on all day long. So,
okay.
So like 10 minutes into the show, I could load a picture like this.
Right.
I can't load anything else. So I mean, other than that, I know y'all be disappointed, but we'll get the cosplay next week. Let's go on ahead.
I mean, I would say like I learned a lot from this discussion. Like, I mean, Batman could actually go up and beat Superman by being like, "Hey, buddy, I got your nose," and then it's magic. It's magic. Like Superman's done. He's done. So like, I learned a lot today.
I mean, arguably, Superman's naivete is his greatest weakness.
Exactly. Thank you. You said that better than me. Like that's better.
You know,
than saying
it is, and that's why I explain the use of magic that way, because there's no, like, there's characters whose magic on Superman didn't work as well. It's been really inconsistent, and that's the only thing that I could develop, is because there's a different understanding of what magic is, and to the user and to the person it's being used on, right? So like a person that fully wholeheartedly believes in magic will be affected by magic differently, and Superman does. So his naivete will get him, you know.
So you take a cell phone and throw it at like 1950 Superman's head.
Yeah, like 1950 Superman was hit by a cell phone, he may die.
Magic, no.
You know.
But yeah. So I mean, wait. You said body the whole MCU.
He said
Yeah.
solo.
But now we're saying tie. Now we're saying tie.
So I'm saying,
body.
I'm conceding that Superman in his current incarnation right now, with no further development, in his current this Superman couldn't body the MCU. Let's see what DC does.
The winner's right here.
Look, I was reading, so I felt like I had to come out like Black Panther and Batman. You gave me prep time. Now, if you got me last week with this, but
this man Batman me. He Batman me, bro.
When we got on the phone, when we got on the thing, I have been looking up stuff. I would take 30 minutes every day. Because Phil is right. Phil hit me up. He was like, man, I don't know how you gonna do this. He was like, almost every video online got Superman before. And then I said,
it's a good discussion. I mean, I can, when it comes to comic book, man, in the end, I would rather sit there and have a discussion like this, to where we could say, hey, these are some of our favorite characters. It's hard to say who's really going to win this fight in any universe that you put them in, right? Because I mean, these characters, they have gaping flaws that could be exploited, but there's so much that you have to go through. I actually like watching the YouTube channel Death Battle, right? That's like one of my favorite YouTube channels outside of this one. It's because it gives you that it gives you the scientific portion of it on why, so you'd be like, oh, okay, I can see that. But I like the conversation that you have two powerful entities like freaking Superman and Thor colliding, like, hell yeah, like.
But
I can at the end of the day, it's okay with me to say, yeah, that might be a draw. You know what I mean? Because I can be comfortable with that, because they haven't developed Superman the way I think that he needs to be, or at least I can't recall all of the feats right off of the top of my head right now. But they have done a bad job at writing them. So
well, I can recall them because I went and did homework. And honestly, I think Wonder Woman and Superman versus Batman could actually took that Superman, because she was handling Doomsday. But then they did some more story writing on that. But let's move on. Did y'all catch Injustice?
Yes.
All right. So 10 minutes. Let's get into it. Give me your thoughts. Starting with hold on, let me do a Dave Wesley here. Starting with you, Phil. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good rendition. Like my first week in Injustice was through the video game and stuff. So like, I got the storyline from that. I know they changed it a little bit. But I thought they did a pretty good job. Like, bringing, what would happen if Superman were to lose Lois Lane and then like take over everything and just like shut everything down. So I give it 2 thumbs up.
Hold on, I gotta interrupt you. Did you say Lois Lane?
He did.
Shut up, man. Lewis, whatever, man.
Freudian slip.
Do you have anything else?
I'm trying to be Pacific.
Don
Ask
Cheeto.
me something, bro. Did you ask me something?
All right,
Go
you know what? Matt, what did you think? What's your thoughts?
Yo, man, I agreed wholeheartedly with how Superman responded. I liked the movie. And the reason I agreed with Superman's actions was this way. And it's because he was a god amongst men that did not behave as a god amongst men. Like, I couldn't have Superman's power. I just couldn't. Because I would be running stuff just like he was. But it wouldn't take me losing somebody to do it. With him, in that timeline, from what I can, extrapolate from the story, he had already fought and died against Doomsday, right? So he had to deal with that pain and the fallout with Lois and all of that afterwards. And now Batman has failed to kill the Joker, and it costs him everything that he holds dear. Not just Lois Lane and his unborn child, but 11 million people in Metropolis. Man, I when Wonder Woman got in his ear and he said, "Yeah, that's what I'm going to do." At first, I thought it was the fear toxin, like just after effects of the fear toxin, and he was just going. But I would have probably done the same thing, man. As with his level of power, yeah, man.
All great points. All great points. But I'm gonna contest some of your points.
Mm-hmm.
From where I seen the movie from.
Okay.
I think that they took Batman the Dark Knight, that Joker in there, and used the concept that he always does, and they pitted him against Superman. And the first thing that come out of everybody's mouth is Batman failed to kill the Joker. Batman didn't fail to kill the Joker. Society did. Because we have to bring all criminals to justice. And he beats the justice system every time. Yeah. But listen. I give you another example. Because I love the way they played Wonder Woman in this mug. She was straight Lord of Superman, amping him up.
Yeah. She put that battery in his back, straight up.
In his ear.
Amping him up. But again,
All right.
we see Batman as a man dealing with the Joker. We never step in to take him out. And then we get mad with Batman in the end when they say he failed to take out the Joker. The whole entire time, with all these powers we got, we could have took out the Joker or put him somewhere where he couldn't do any more pain. And that's what I like about Marvel, where they formed the Illuminati and then they had these dudes doing some other stuff. But I'm saying nothing about Marvel. The other thing that I want to get to the point of is for you Superman fanboys out there. If Superman was left to fight Amazo by himself, the show would have been over.
Yeah.
And Amazo would have been running stuff along with what's his name? Was the granddad of Damian's father? I can't remember his name.
Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul,
yeah. And then another point that I actually like is they took out Flash in the beginning, so we can't do a Flash thing.
Right.
Took him out.
All rip.
Off the chart. I like the way they teased us with Plastic Man. He's like, I could do more. And then when he got a chance to do more, he did more. And then I like the way they played Mr. Terrific. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Right, Mr. Terrific. I like the way they played him where Superman put him in jail, Batman broke him out, and then the whole time I think he could have actually broken out anyway.
He might have. Mr. Terrific is like the second smartest person in Gotham, or the second smartest person in or third smartest.
Well, that's what they stated in the movie.
Yeah, depending on which medium you read, he's been anywhere from 7th to 3rd. But that's what I'm saying. This is going to be my argument for I blame Batman for the Joker, right? Is you have Blackgate Prison. Joker has been sentenced to death multiple times already, right? And has broken out. Batman keeps putting him back in Arkham Asylum because that's where he chooses for his rogues gallery to get help. He just believes in Arkham Asylum. But I think Batman has a sick, twisted need to be needed. So he keeps putting these criminals in these places so that they can keep breaking out, so he can keep being needed. And that's why I blame him for not killing the Joker, is because you could have put him in Blackgate You could have put him in a black site. You know, you could have put him in
the Phantom Zone, like Lego Batman.
And you could have put him in the Phantom Zone.
Yes, it is out already. Charles,
I found it on Cody.
I went ahead and purchased. I purchased it.
Okay.
Because I know myself, I'm gonna watch it again and again. Like I watched Justice League. Is it Doomsday? Justice League. What's the last one that came out?
Yeah, I think it was Doomsday.
No, the last one, the last Justice League movie, I think, was the Justice League Dark movie, Dark War.
Nah, it's one after that. Justice League. I gotta find it. I guess I could just look on one of my sites. Justice League movies.
I thought it was Dark War was the last one.
Nah, it's one before that when they went against Darkseid. But don't be quiet on my account. Just
But yeah.
Oh,
Justice League World War II.
Not that one, Nick Grill. The one before it. I seen Justice League World War II. That's pretty good.
I haven't seen that one yet. I haven't seen that. I try to watch the show just because, you know, I like them. I like the storytelling behind it. I like the animation behind it. I like feeling that kid sense of amazement. You know what I mean? Like, I think that we don't talk about that enough as, you know, as grown-ups, as men, as adults. Like, I enjoy the escape into the fantasy of comic books. You know what I'm saying? Like I did when I was a kid. And that's why I'm still into them like that, because every now and again, being an adult sucks. You know, well, let's not say every now and again. Let's tell the truth. It sucks being an adult. You know? So every now and again, I like to just dive back into a world where I'm a child again, and I can feel those childish feelings. You know what I'm saying? Of joy and wonderment and enjoying that the story that's being played out on the screen. I love that.
You're right. So the movie was called Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. So you was right with the Dark War. And so it's Apocalypse War. That one I actually probably watched 20 times. I would just I would probably get on the elliptical machine and just watch it in the morning just to catch what I missed. And I think for me, the best part of that movie was when Darkseid, old God versus new God versus old demon. I think that was like that part right there was like the best of it. But again, I don't think they used everybody to their abilities. But back to Injustice. We're
not going to have time to get to the what's that? The Young Justice. Yeah.
Well, I didn't actually watch it yet. I'm waiting to.
I haven't watched it yet either, man. So that's good.
Well, Phil,
missing out, man.
Midnight Assassin.
Man.
Listen, I was a fan of Young Justice. You know, when it came out, the second season, the third season, I kind of Outsiders. I wasn't a real big fan of Outsiders, man.
That's because you were an insider. That's why. You get with the program.
I mean, it had too much of DC's version of Civil War written all over it.
I like the way they bring in the different characters. I ain't gonna lie. I think season 2 got me when they had Black Beetle going against Mongrel. Those dudes, and then I in my head I started thinking like Black Beetle could take Superman.
Right,
that dude was powerful. Like he was.
Black Beetle was the truth.
Right, but again, like
I enjoy the progression. I enjoy the progression. Like each season, how they grow. Like it'll be like a 5-year span or something, and then you see the progression of like how they were, what they were struggling with, and then what they've kind of mastered, and the new struggles they come up against. And so, like, I like that with every new season. Like, it kind of relates to like an anime. Like the characters are like more dynamic than the same all the way through.
Right. So you're basically saying that I missed the story through the bad storytelling.
I'm not gonna say it like that.
I mean, you should. You could probably say it just like that.
Don't overtop me. Don't you overtop me.
He went straight for the juggler on that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it was, man. Season 2, the story was just like the only thing that saved season 2 of Young Justice was the fact that Black Beetle was what whooping ass. Thunder, 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 cats.
Y'all see that? Y'all see
Yeah,
that?
that's a dope shirt.
Yeah, that's the sign in the air saying the show by the close. They letting us know.
Oh, the library's closing.
Library closing.
So y'all got 1 minute to close it out. 1 minute to close it out. Yeah, there you go. Don't put it up in the air.
There it is.
Go ahead, put it up in the air. All right, Phil, what you got to say, man? What you got to say? You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing, Bob. All right.
I was wondering who's gonna get booted. Nobody got booted. We made it a whole show almost, but Phil didn't make it. But no, hey, keep the love, keep it going for the people. I hope support the comic book industry, support the movies and such like that, so that the medium doesn't die, and that our kids and their kids can still enjoy good content and good storytelling that they can relate to. Because in the comic books now, you have all walks of life, gay, straight, black, white, Asian, all being depicted accurately, not stereotypically. So if you love comics, pass it down to your kids. So hopefully they'll pass it down to their kids and the comic industry doesn't go away. That's what I got to say. And I'm done.
Oh, you got one more thing to say.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Check us out on In All Seriousness. Hey, listen, this Wednesday, 7 p.m. If you're not going to be there, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube. In All Seriousness on Facebook, you'll see the brain being held by a hand. In All Seriousness podcast on YouTube. We're going to have the financial secretary of the largest police department in the world, the NYPD, will be on the show. We'll be interviewing him and talking about some ways that we can, bridge between the community. So come on over, show the support. If you got questions, we just like on this show, we take the audience, we make them a part of the show because we do the show for you to begin with.
All right. Y'all got that tomorrow, 7:00. In All Seriousness, I'll put the link down up under this video after we get done, so you can check it out. Phil.
Wait, somebody said, let Dave do the outro.
Nah. Nobody's. Charles Hayes in the third. Play him out, boy.
Oh no, that wasn't good enough.
No, that one. No, okay, hold on. We snipped that in post. Let's do it. Hey, this is My Comics. Charles Hayes in the third. Where you at, boy?
Then I read my comics and listened to my comics, seeing folks that look like me, whose powers are astronomical.